This is a very informal video where I am going to show new teachers how to create your netSchool page and just put some very, very basic information in here for you to get started. So it's definitely not a full-on training. It's just enough to get you started and to give you some information. First of all, you go to netSchool by just accessing the website Moodle or netschool.nasdtx.org. You'll log in with your network credentials. I'm actually going to log in as my husband so you can see what it looks like from a teacher's point of view. As soon as you log in, you will see something that says My Home to the right. When you click on My Home or My Courses, a list of everything that you're enrolled in, whether you're enrolled as a teacher or a student, will all pop up right here. So when I click on this course that he's actually a teacher in, he gets the Turn Editing On button, whereas it's a course that he's a student in, you will not have the Turn Editing On button because he obviously cannot edit those pages. So I'm going to go to a page that I have set as completely blank to show you a few things in. So your course probably looks very similar to this whenever it was created for you. It's a complete blank slate for you to organize it based on your instruction needs. So you can see that he is a teacher in this course because it says Turn Editing On. This right here is usually where teachers build their entire content down here. Now you have up to 52 boxes because there's 52 weeks in the year, and you don't have to put a week per topic, but I think that's kind of how it was designed. That's why there's 52. This top box right here is for you to put in your basic contact information. Most people put in their name, what they teach, and maybe a link to their online textbook. But this is usually pretty basic. Now these over here to the right are called blocks, and blocks just add to your content. So it comes with default blocks, which would allow students to do different things. You can see it allows them to search forums, come up with latest news. Some of these you'll need and some of them you won't need. But the good news is you can edit these blocks over here to the right, just like you can completely edit your course. So I wouldn't be too concerned with editing your blocks when you're first setting up your netSchool page, because basically the biggest focus that you're probably thinking about is how to put information right up here. So the first thing you'll do is turn editing on, and you'll notice a bunch of icons pop up that allow you to edit your page. So next to each topic has a little wheel of settings, and this is what allows you to go in and type in any information that you want in this particular box. So this edit summary is going to allow you to type in your overview, and then over here this is what allows you to add interactive activities or resources that you're going to give to the students. All of you have a news forum. Honestly, most teachers don't use it, so I'm just going to click on closing the eye to it. When you click on this, it literally closes the eye so the students cannot see it, but you can see it. So that's what that icon is for. The first thing that usually teachers do is they edit this top box. So you can click on this little gear right here, and this is where you will put in your contact information and just an overview of what you teach. Maybe a link to a website, but usually this is just really basic information. If you use the default section name, it's just going to give it the name of General, or you can actually type in something there. I'm fine with it being called General, and you'll see the information that I typed in is right there. I guess actually when I said section default name, it didn't give it a default name, so I'm going to actually type in General right here because I like the way that looked, just so students know that's where you put in your general information. Now if you want to add an activity or resource, this is where you will do it. When you click on activity or resource, notice that it tells you exactly what each particular activity does over here to the right. So if you wanted to set up a chat room, it tells you information about a chat room. An assignment, that's where students actually has like a Dropbox for them to turn something into you. Another popular one is right here. It's a journal that just allows students to type into you privately. So anyway, you can go through and this will tell you what all of the activities do. What I'm going to do now is go to look at resources, because this is a big thing that teachers give their students, because obviously you give them a lot of resources. This right here is a file. When you click on that, it'll tell you that it's basically allowing you to give a file to your students. This could be a Word document, PDF, PowerPoint, or whatever. This will allow you to attach it. Another popular one right here is where it says URL, and that is where you will put in a website that you want students to go to. So if I wanted to put in, let's say, my textbook, I could type in textbook, and then right here I'm going to put math textbook. Then directly below, this is where I will paste the URL to a textbook. So let's say I'm just going to put www.textbook.com. Obviously that's not my real link, but it's going to go ahead and display the URL. I don't really need it to display the URL name or the description. Save and return to course. And you'll see it just says textbook right here. When the students click on it, it will take them directly to the textbook page. This first icon right here allows you to edit this text. If you click on the arrow right, it just indents it. If you click on the vertical arrows, it allows you to move it to a different box. It's fairly easy. You can click on the gear. That will let you update it if for some reason you put in the wrong website. This lets you duplicate it. This will allow you to delete it. This is going to close the eye. And this has to do with assign roles, and you really probably will not use that, especially when you're getting started. So once you have some information up here, you probably feel pretty good because you have enough for students to at least see something when they log in. Now when you go to the boxes, you edit those the exact way as you edited this top box. Now in your technology training, we showed you some samples of some really good netSchool pages, so you can organize them like those netSchool pages, or you can use your own style. Typically, teachers will type in a week at a time and then provide all their activities and resources for that week, but you can do it however you want. So again, you would just go into this gear and type in everything the way that we had typed in that first overview section. So there's a lot more capabilities, but that's just a brief overview of how you'll get these parts set up. If you need to move this box, you just move it up and down. You can close the eye so that students do not see it, but you see it as the teacher, and then you can highlight it, which draws extra attention to it from the teacher's point of view. So those are some of the basic things that you'll want included out here. A couple other things that you can edit. Like I told you, you can completely edit these blocks. Search forums, a lot of teachers don't use, so I would probably click on delete. Latest news, you probably aren't going to want that. Upcoming events we can keep. I usually delete out recent activities because that just shows the students who's turned things in recently and what things you've added, and I don't know, I guess I just don't think that's used all that much. But one thing that you will want to do is scroll down to the bottom where you can add a new block, and a calendar block is required on pretty much every campus in the district. And this is a place for you to add your events. So when you added the calendar block, notice it popped up here at the top right. That's perfect. That's exactly where you want it. So you'll probably want to go through and figure out how to add events to your calendar, because that's a really popular thing that's required on most campuses. When you click on August, you have to actually click on the month. Then you click on New Event, and it gives you different options. So, scroll back up. So the type of event, a course event means it's going to show up for everybody in the course, or you can do a user event, which means it's only going to show up for you. And I don't know that you would ever really want to do that. So let's say the first day of school you want to put in. Typically teachers put things like assignments and quizzes, but you might want to tell them it's the first day of school. Let me go through. I think this is the first day of school. So it's going to show up on August 27th, and I usually keep the date to 0 without duration, because we're not talking about multiple days. There's no duration in minutes. I don't want to repeat this. I just click on Save Changes. So that's very, very basic. Now you'll see in my calendar on the 27th, it's now highlighted in pink. So that's how you know you have an event on your calendar. Now, a couple things to remember. If you start using quizzes under activities, once you put a due date for all assignments and quizzes, those are automatically linked here. So the only things you really need to add in your calendar are things that are due that are not built into netSchool. So that's one thing to remember. Another thing to remember is that students see every assignment on their calendar, not just your course. They see all courses that they're enrolled in. So they'll see their math assignments, their English assignments, and their social studies assignments all on one calendar. So it really helps the students stay organized. So definitely, I'm going to go back out to my course right here. You'll definitely want to make sure that you have your calendar page. There's another section called Quick Links that we will probably show you in an additional training, but I'm going to keep this video to less than 15 minutes, so I'm not going to show you how to add those links. You'll see upcoming events. These pull directly from your calendar, so you may or may not want that block. I'm going to go ahead and delete it, just because I like things to be very basic. So anyway, and you've got your navigation and settings right here. All of these blocks you can also move over here to the left, like if you want to move your settings out of the way so it's not over here, it actually docks over here to the left. So it takes up a little bit less room in your course. Anyway, very, very basic overview. If you want to add more boxes, you can click on the plus. Minus obviously takes away boxes, so if 10 is not enough, you can just click on plus. That will go through and add boxes to your course. And while I would not recommend going into settings and just poking around to see what kind of information is there, because there's a whole lot there and it's an easy way to overwhelm yourself, one thing that you will need to do is set up groups before your students enroll in the course. There's a whole separate video for that I'm sending to you, but what I would do between now and the first day of school, or a few days before school, is to get your course set up with as much information as you can, and then go through and set up your groups right before the students enroll, like the day before, 2 days before, because all of this you can go ahead and take care of now. So anyway, I hope this brief overview helps give you enough information to get started, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me.